People have to wonder, where does Sunny Hostin get her opinions?
Yeah.
Like you said, and it's obviously from her husband. She has to tell her what to say on The View, because without it, she's got nothing up there. She's not very bright. But the problem with her is that she went full racist. She injected skin color into a fairly generic behavior seen in all spouses, regardless of skin color. People marry, they listen to each other, they have something in common with them, they share their political views. She just didn't want to upset her husband by saying her husband makes her do everything, and then she'd have to accuse him of being a racist. Because if he told her that this is what white women do, then he's...
When Gutfeld and Bill Maher teamed up to roast The View, it was total annihilation. We're talking verbal demolition so savage, even Whoopi's wig was begging for mercy. These two didn't just throw shade, they blacked out the entire sun. One came for the hypocrisy, the other torched it with a flamethrower made of pure sarcasm. This wasn't Hot Topics. This was a full-blown disaster zone. Somebody better call for a cleanup on aisle ego. No breaks, no censors, just unfiltered chaos.
And by the way, out there, that hat that you keep wearing, that red hat that says "Make America Great Again," that tells people that you go along with this. So you might as well just put a swastika on the hat.
Don't do that. Let's not do that.
Because we see it anyway.
I'm not going to defend Donald Trump ever, but I would never say that we should put the swastika on the cap, because I think you can hate Donald Trump. You can't hate everybody who likes him. It's half the country. I don't want to live in that country. I don't want to live in the country where I hate half the country, and I don't hate half the country.
How dare you disagree?
Let's be real. The View has become the ultimate daytime circus. A non-stop carousel of loud crosstalk, caffeine-fueled clapbacks, and enough confusion to make your head spin. It's the kind of place where logic packs a suitcase and books a one-way flight out. Drop a Nobel Prize winner into that panel and give it 5 minutes. They'll be crying into their coffee, wondering why truth got kicked off the guest list. It's like a talk show where nuance goes missing and drama shows. Up early with popcorn, but don't blink, because out of nowhere, 2 uninvited critics just crashed the party. Gutfeld and Maher didn't knock. They kicked the studio door open like it was a season finale. Wild, right? Who would have thought those two would join forces? Chaos really does make strange bedfellows. One's a right-wing satirist whose blood type is probably straight espresso with a shot of snark. The other, a liberal atheist who swears political correctness is the real pandemic. And when both of these fire starters decide to go after The View, you just know something wild is about to go down. It's like watching 2 sharks agree the boat is sinking, and then decide to bite it. Just relax.
Sausage maker Johnsonville is recalling more than 42,000 pounds of pork sausage for possible contamination with plastic fibers. Fortunately, authorities were able to track all 42,000 pounds to a single location in New York City.
Let's talk Greg Gutfeld for a second. The man has practically made mocking The View his part-time job. At this point, it's a tradition. The moment that panel drops another jaw-dropping comment, Greg's already rolling his eyes so hard, he's shifting the tides. Then, bam! He body slams them with words like it's Monday Night Raw, live on air. His biggest gripe? The show parades around like it's hosting an intellectual debate, when in reality it's 5 people all shouting the same thing, each convinced they're the only one making sense. Greg once joked that watching The View is like sitting through a group project where no one read the assignment, but everyone still thinks they're the expert, and he doesn't pull punches. He roasts Joy Behar for rewriting history mid-sentence like she's doing improv. He clowns on Sunny Hostin for playing the eternal game of I'm right because I said so. And as for Whoopi, Greg paints her as a confused philosopher stuck in an endless loop of cosmic...
Joy Behar calls her a 10. I mean, how dare she objectify a woman with a sexist rating system, but it's such a typical thing from a 1.5.
Well said.
Greg says, The View isn't a talk show. It's a group therapy session where the therapist storms out mid-scream, and the guests are just there for target practice. Nobody's trying to heal, just reload and fire. But beneath all the sarcasm and savage punchlines, Gutfeld makes a deeper point. He argues that the show has morphed into a self-congratulatory echo chamber, where any opinion outside their bubble gets labeled as dangerous. You don't walk in for a discussion, you get dragged in like it's an intervention. And if you somehow survive the eye rolls, side whispers, and Oscar-worthy sighs, you might be allowed to finish half a sentence. If